Why does Goku grow into an adult as a Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball GT? And why does Vegeta appear to look younger as a Super Saiyan 4? As you know, one of the most criticized elements and decisions in Dragon Ball GT was reverting Goku back to a child. Likewise, the best decision was introducing Super Saiyan 4 that reverted Goku back to an adult, but only when he's in that form. For many years, fans speculated it was due to how powerful the form was, as the Super Saiyan 4 transformation broke the wish of the Black Star Dragon Balls. With little to no evidence to back it up, those very same fans also decided that the Super Saiyan 4 multiplier is only a 10 times multiplier, despite there being no actual source to back it up. However, in spite of that, could it be simply a power level thing only? What if I tell you that this couldn't be further from the truth? As you know, Goku is obscenely powerful in Dragon Ball GT. In his base, Goku outclasses most characters he fights against. Characters that are literally stated to be stronger than Majin Buu are fodder to him. He was even seen to be able to bust through a universe-scale dimension, ripping through space and time in his base. Suffice to say, Goku is not lacking the strength in his base form, as opposed to how considerably less powerful he was in Dragon Ball Daima as a kid. While yes, Goku could barely utilize Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball GT and couldn't even use instant transmission, his base power wasn't that significantly weaker in his child body. Therefore, this has to do little with the power granted by transforming and more so with the type of transformation that Goku underwent. Just to avoid any confusion, and I'm sure I didn't need to point this out, but just in case, let me say that the Super Saiyan 4 form in Dragon Ball GT is not the same as the one in Daima. While yes, there are similar characteristics, the form isn't the same at all when it comes to the power or the way that Goku achieved it. For a Saiyan to attain the Super Saiyan 4 transformation in Dragon Ball GT, some prerequisites must be met. Firstly, they need to have an incredibly strong base and ki control. Secondly, and most importantly, for the Super Saiyan 4 transformation to be triggered, a Saiyan must transform into an Oozaru and then be able to regain rationale and control. But not only that, a Saiyan then must be able to transform into a Super Saiyan while in Oozaru, before being able to morph into a Super Saiyan 4. This feat was first accomplished by Goku in Dragon Ball GT, as after his child body managed to undergo the metamorphosis into Great Ape and control it, he transforms into an adult again, but only when he's in the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. And this is the crucial reason why the Super Saiyan 4 in GT isn't the same as the one in Daima, as the transformation in Dragon Ball Daima didn't force Goku to grow into an adult. Adding to the fact that the regular Shenron that is connected to Dende was the one who granted the wish to revert Goku and his friends back to children, while in GT, Ultimate Shenron, who is significantly more powerful and bigger than normal Shenron, was the one who used his magical powers to revert Goku into a kid. This clearly establishes that in both cases, power level has nothing to do with overcoming the wish. The true reason, as I mentioned in the early video, was... But wait, before I reveal to you the reason, we need to talk about aura. And no, unfortunately, not the immense aura of Super Saiyan 4, but the closest thing to it in real life. To protect yourself from online threats, this video is sponsored by Aura. Because, let's face it, being online isn't always safe. Every time you log in, there's a chance someone is trying to steal your info, hack your account, or worse. That's where Aura comes in. Aura is an all-in-one digital safety solution that helps keep your identity, your money, and your personal data safe. They've got identity theft protection, real-time credit monitoring, a VPN, antivirus, and even password management. Basically, everything you need to stay protected all in one app. What I love about it is how easy it is to use. You sign up and boom, Aura starts scanning the dark web, monitoring your accounts, and sending you alerts as fast as possible if something sketchy pops up. And if something does happen, Aura's got a dedicated team ready to help you fix it 24/7. So don't wait until it's too late. Protect yourself and visit the link down below. So, as I was saying, the real reason, as I mentioned early in the video, was the type of transformation that Super Saiyan 4 is. Unlike what people have been telling you, Super Saiyan 4 doesn't actually have a multiplier. It was only speculated as such because of the Oozaru form confirmed to be a 10 times multiplier by Great Ape Vegeta. This is, however, inaccurate and false, as the GT Perfect Files, a guide that is published by Shueisha in 1997 to cover information about DBGT, In this guide, it details a lot of information and tidbits about GT. Among those is the Super Saiyan 4 transformation, where it states the following: the form which draws out the battle power which Saiyans possess out to the utmost limits is this, Super Saiyan 4. It is distinguished by having a different appearance than previous Super Saiyans, with a red body fur and long black hair. It is called Super Saiyan 4 out of convenience, but due to being a transformation from Golden Oozaru, it would be no exaggeration to call it a different species from all previous Super Saiyans. This means Super Saiyan 4 doesn't even have a multiplier, and calling it as the 4th transformation is just out of a technicality. This is like calling Super Saiyan God as SSJ4 because it came after 3. But what we should really focus on is that the form is stated to take the user to their utmost limits, meaning that this form takes the user to their strongest physical body. Applying this to Dragon Ball GT context, a small child having the ability to gain their utmost potential would indicate that their body would grow as well to match that potential unlock. If you think about it, this is not too dissimilar from another show that I often reference, Hunter x Hunter. Spoilers alert, but the protagonist Gon undergoes a similar transformation when he unlocks his full potential. By placing an extreme condition on himself, he gains the strongest physical body that he could achieve. This caused his small child body to grow into an adult. Though in Gon's case, his clothes remained the same size after growing up, while in Goku's case, let's just say that his sense of fashion becomes different after transforming, as his socks, belt, and wristbands become blue, when originally the wristbands were light red and the belt and socks were white. Vegeta is no exception either, as his clothes also change from his normal attire, as in addition to losing his shirt, his gloves become full gloves when they were normally fingerless in his base appearance. And while we are on the subject of clothes, it appears that Super Saiyan 4 can also repair your clothes after transforming, as seen in the Super 17 arc. When Goku attempts to blow himself up against 17 in order to take him out, after the explosion, we see Goku back in his blue gi intact, despite the fact that his gi was blown off previously before transforming. While this could be simply attributed to an animation error, it is worth noting that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was able to magically materialize confetti out of his hands, which could support the idea that the Super Saiyan 4 form has some magical elements to it. This isn't too far-fetched, of course, as Piccolo himself has the ability to materialize clothes with his power, and even conjure weapons as seen in the Saiyan saga.
Need some new clothes, and a sword would help. Now you can't say I never gave you anything, kid.
In addition to the magical properties that the Super Saiyan 4 displays, the most apparent changes are the physical aspects. Aside from the obvious characteristics like the red body fur and eyes, which come from the fact that the form utilizes the powers of the great ape in a humanoid form, Goku's skin color changes back to how it was in DBZ as opposed to how it is in Dragon Ball GT, where his adult form has a tanner skin tone, yet his Super Saiyan 4 has a fair skin tone similar to how it was in DBZ. This is the exact same with Vegeta, but in addition to that, Vegeta's hairstyle goes back to how it was when he was younger during DBZ. Even his facial changes to how he looked in Dragon Ball Z. It really looked like Vegeta got younger, while Goku got older respectively. This is due to the form's ability of taking the user back to their physical prime. So in theory, if Vegeta and Goku were over 100 years old and became Super Saiyan 4, they would revert back to this same exact look, making this transformation the ultimate Super Saiyan transformation.
Light breaks the darkness. This form is my instrument. I have no limits. This is the kind of power I'd be running away from if I were you.
The Super Saiyan 4 transformation in Dragon Ball GT aged like fine wine, once being hated as one of the worst forms to now celebrating the return of the form truly speaks on how many appreciated this form over the years. From its raw power to intense visuals and deep connection to both the Saiyan heritage and Goku's character development made it something fans will never forget. For some, this form will always be accepted as the true stepping stone and evolution from the traditional Super Saiyan. If you watched me over the years, I never trash talked GT and I always loved it in spite of its flaws, and the Super Saiyan 4 was certainly certainly the catalyst to why I enjoyed the show. Although I was happy to see Super Saiyan 4 back in Daima, I was left a little underwhelmed by the way Goku unlocked it, and the lack of explanation and build up to the form. But other than that, I still liked it. But what about you guys? What do you prefer in terms of design? The Daima version of Super Saiyan 4 or GT? Let me know in the comments down below. But other than that, this was your host MoodZi, so please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.